Hey guys, this is part 6 of Takoda Collins' story. Warning, viewer discretion is advised. An iPad was recovered from the home, had images of Takoda in these excruciating positions. He was forced to stand naked in the attic, bent over, so his hands were touching the floor. He was to hold this pose from when he woke till the early hours of the morning, all day, every day. When McLean became enraged that Takoda, who was confined to the attic without access to a bathroom, had defecated on the floor, he would command Takoda to eat his own feces. When Takoda refused, McLean would retrieve a glove, pick up the excrement, and force it into Takoda's mouth, forcing him to eat it. Takoda tried to refuse, but McLean forced him so he could not escape. He began gagging and was forced to chew on his own feces. After that, Takoda knew he was expected to eat his own feces or face more punishment. The last hours of Takoda's life were detailed by Amber and Jennifer. McLean had been drinking, and when he came home, he turned his anger on Takoda. Jennifer from another room heard Takoda crying, saying no more, just like he begs his father all the time. Amber had dozed off on the couch and woke up to McLean punching Takoda hard into his stomach, consistent with the internal bruising visible at the autopsy. The next morning, Takoda was walking but holding on to the walls. He would wobble and fall and stand back up. Once back up, McLean gave instructions to put away his folding chair and bend over for his punishment pose. Because Takoda did not move fast enough, McLean punished him. Takoda laid down on his stomach. McLean stood on his back, forcing all his weight, even reaching to the ceiling to push down on his weight extra hard, crushing poor Takoda. After this punishment, McLean again had Takoda stand in the punishment pose, and he went downstairs to watch TV with Jennifer and the 3-year-old. All while McLean was yelling at Takoda, calling him a mama's girl and a faggot. He then took a bottle of hot sauce and poured it into Takoda's buttocks. McLean readily admitted that he poured hot sauce on Takoda's rectum was something he would do. McLean admitted during his interviews that the chair leg had damaged Takoda's rectum, but he denied that he was the one that shoved it in there. He had explained that the rectal injury was a self-inflicted injury, telling detectives he saw Takoda stick it in his ass. He described as asking Takoda to put it out, and when he pulled it out, blood squirted out. McLean later describes as Takoda inserting the leg into his anus, saying that that kind of stuff is what he was into, before quickly assuring the detectives, without them asking any questions about this, that he himself was far from gay. McLean quickly changed his story, incredibly, to Takoda fighting to keep the chair in his rectum, and McLean had to wrestle with him to get it out, and blood started squirting everywhere. Al-Mushahan was sentenced to 51 years to life in prison for unaliving, rape, and child endangerment. Amanda, the stepmother, was sentenced to 22 years, and Jennifer, her sister, was sentenced to a minimum of 8 years in prison. Guys, I'm so sorry for how long these videos were, but I'll catch you in my next one.